Hello, Sheridan, Wyoming. Yeah, I was on Rants and Raves telling you about a national group from Pittsburgh. What I mean by national, they're on national TV and TV commercials. And also in a lot of nasty different things, pornography, way they do it. Murder by hire with insurance. Also insurance fraud and other things. But the list I'm going to put down, I'm going to put about 5 shows on 5 segments. I don't want to call them shows because they're not shows for any reason. This is to protect myself and the females here in Sheridan. I've warned many a female about these people in the police departments. A couple people in each police department have been bought off, and it's probably saved some lives. The reason I'm putting down the cars and who I know is involved is easy. Craig O'Shane, the redhead on a commercial for Kit Kat, the carpenter, does the same thing like his brother taught him years ago. They do the same thing. They're not very educated, 5th grade. They work as a family, as a unit, which is smart. They did that well. And then murdered off half their family. And I'll explain that in later segments, how they did this. But how he does things, he did it in Pittsburgh. He did it in Ohio. He does it here. He hires people. First thing he does to train like he was trained. Drive in circles, drive in box, follow people who I tell you to follow. And when they come out the door or whatever, you drive in circles. You have 4 in a row. One comes this way, one comes that way, one comes at the person this way. And then you sit until I tell you to move again. So I'm out my back deck here. And of course, as soon as I come out, I'm expecting it. And here comes cars this way, flipping their nose. That's the symbol that they see me. They got me. I'm covered in every direction. So I wait 2-3 times until they do it 2-3 times, and then it goes from 50%, they're in on it, to 100%. That's why I got the list. I don't do anything right off the top. Hey, they're involved. No way, no how, no. I wait until I see how many times they drive by and who's in the car and everything else. That's how I know how he operates. He's always operated the same way. And then he moves closer and closer to me. That he teaches everybody that he is recruiting closer and closer. So they're right across the street, the Water Street. All the apartments are involved. He has the lasers in the windows right where I live. Burn marks this. And I've watched them come and go, picking up females. They're doing editing in their pornography editing. They're also doing pornography on the internet, which they've done in every place they've done. They're not very successful at that. What they've been successful at is getting the police involved in a lot of different ways. They have false IDs, false FBI credentials, which they've used, marshals, false government plates and things like that. I've turned them in and have come up empty. And the drones they use, don't say they're the North Star or anything else. No North Star and that have yellow lights with a tail fin when you put the camera and it's spinning around crazily. They have 3 to 5 up every night. It's for one reason only, not for TV commercials with the infrared. And GPS is to follow women, follow young girls, follow them in their bedrooms, follow them everywhere they go. I've already caught quite a few of them driving around, sitting near the bars like Blacktooth Bar. There was 3 cars sitting there waiting for women to come out. When I came around, it was the coldest night. I was just driving my car. I get it warmed up. And sure enough, December 20th it was, they start following women. One saw me that knew me. He comes in the same apartment building I am and visited someone. And I got his license plate number and everything. I asked him, why are you following some girls? Next time I saw him, he got all pissed off at me and walked on and just walked into the apartment. And I've already caught O'Shane with two 14-year-olds, about 14, I guess, in the grocery store, and they ran out and jumped in his SUV both times. So he's recruiting young ones, like usual, just like he did in Oakmont. That's why he's not there. A lot of women disappeared in his family, about 15 of them over the last 15 years or more, and males, or died at his hands. Now I'll explain how that all happened in these segments, how they did it over the years, how they fooled the police department also. I have to find the dancer in Harrisburg in the Patriot News that they hurt with the laser in their head and they couldn't find anything wrong, but she's bonkers. I mean, she was found wandering the streets. And a couple other women I have listed. Courtney Stauffer of Anvil, they took her, they admitted to me many a times over their microphones that she's gone. They sold her for a sex slave business. Parents don't believe it, and neither do the police. I told them how they do it with the voice changers from upstairs, but you can look her up from 10 years ago, 10th anniversary. Never stopped saying who did it. And also Tony Sharpless. They murdered her, and Lancaster left a 3-year-old, put herself through nursing school and that for their selfishness. And also, I do believe they were copycats of the smiley face killers back in eastern Pennsylvania when we lived there, in Ohio, and definitely in Pittsburgh. I already talked to all the reporters there that had the TV specials, talked to them at length, and also talked to the Staufers and other people. And with the drones in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Arnold Palmer Airport, the FAA guy, investigator said, yeah, and he took the film, so did the Latrobe police, and they verified they were real drones with real infrared. But he's on the FAA. He couldn't do anything else. They weren't doing anything to the air traffic at night. Basically, there wasn't any air traffic at night at the Arnold Palmer Airport. But there's plenty more. I'm going to have about another 4 segments here. Thanks a lot. Bye.